Hey guys, what's up? So welcome to another episode of Constructive Feedback for Battlefield 4. In this series, if you're not familiar with this series, I talk about stuff that went wrong with Battlefield 3, hoping that by exposing them and giving some suggestions on the workarounds, hopefully you guys will listen to this feedback and make Battlefield 4 a better game. The last episode I talked about netcode and how it affected the gameplay, how it was really a game-breaking issue. Today I'm going to talk about something really similar, which is the animation system. When we talked about the netcode, the major issue with the netcode is that it makes it so that what you see is not what you get. The game deceives you because you on your computer, for example, you are already behind cover, but on the other client's perspective you are still halfway through the corridor, and because of that he shoots you and he kills you, and you end up getting killed while you see yourself behind cover, and among other issues. Now the same thing happens with the animation system. I think it's also related to the netcode, but it's also related to the fact that the animations are most of the time out of sync with the client's perspective. For example, the reload animation, when you are reloading your weapon, if you are familiar with the stats of this game, each individual weapon has two different reload times. One if you have the magazine empty, which usually takes longer, and the other reload time, it's when you have bullets left in the magazine, so the reload is a little bit faster. But each and every weapon have different reload times, both the fast reload and the slow reload time. And the problem is that the reload animation that the game uses is always the same. Okay, it doesn't keep up with the actual reload time from the player model. So what happens is that on your computer you see a player, an enemy, reloading, but in fact is actually able to shoot you, and sometimes you go after him because he is reloading, and you think that he's defenseless because he either has to finish the reload or pull the sidearm, and those two actions would take time, and time is of the essence. When you're trying to kill someone, if you aim for the head and kill him right away, you won't have time nor to finish the reload nor to pull another weapon, so you go for it because he's reloading, right? And when you get there you see a player model reloading and shooting at the same time, and that's just unacceptable. It's game breaking, especially if you're playing this game on a high competitive level. Imagine this situation: you're playing squad rush and you're attacking. Your three teammates have already died, so you're the last man standing, and you need to stay alive for them to spawn on you, or else you're gonna have to spawn all the way back in your base, and all the effort your teammate to get to that position will be lost. So you see an enemy and he is reloading, and you think, well, this is my chance to kill him and avoid any other trouble. So he's reloading, I'm gonna rush towards him, I have 1 or 2 seconds and I'm gonna take him out, right? Which is actually well thought from your part, because if you kill him, your teammates will safely spawn on you, and then you can continue attacking from that position. So you rush towards him, and for your surprise, when you get there you see a model reloading and shooting at the same time, and he kills you. And because of that, all of you have to spawn back away from the action was, and that will give time to the defending team to reorganize their defensive lines, and you know, lots of trouble for nothing. That's a game-breaking issue. Not only looks bad, but also ruins your gameplay experience. Even if you're a casual player, what you see is not what you get, and that's the same problem with the netcode. So they seriously need to make it so that the reload animations are actually synced with the player model. Okay, that's a huge game-breaking issue. Now let's talk about the vaulting over objects. Vaulting over objects is, for example, when you see a ledge and you go over it like it seems like you're doing a little bit of parkour, you know. And lots of times, and you probably noticed this, the player model that is vaulting over an object, it actually teleports, like it goes really fast from one place to the other. It's a glitch. Again, the animation is out of sync with the player model. But and again we have the same issue with the reload and throwing the grenades, that it's not actually synced. He's throwing a grenade and shooting at the same time, or reloading and shooting at the same time. Same thing happens here. You see a player model going over a ledge in one place, and all of a sudden it teleports like 5 meters ahead of that position. That's just unacceptable. Not only that, but the hitboxes also get out of sync with the player model. The hitboxes are little tiny boxes, invisible boxes, spread around the throughout the body, the player model, and that dictates the amount of damage you take when you shoot someone on that specific position. For example, if you shoot someone in the foot, the hitbox will tell that it takes little damage, but if you hit the hitbox of the head, you will take lots of damage. So what happens is the hitbox gets out of sync with the player model. So you're shooting the player model, but the hitboxes are lagging behind it. So even though he teleports, and even if you have huge reflexes and still can keep up with the player model teleporting, you are shooting at a player model without hitboxes, so you won't take any damage, you won't receive any damage. Again, that's a game breaking issue, and they should seriously fix that. Either remove the vaulting or completely fix it, because it's also a game breaking issue and it ruined my gameplay experience, and I bet the same thing happened for you guys lots of times. The knife animations are also a huge problem, because when you're facing the enemy, you're not supposed to do the knife animation, and I think that's also related to the netcode, because sometimes you see an enemy in front of you, but for some reason he knifes you and takes your dog tags. Why? Because on his perspective, he was behind you. You just didn't see that yet. So I think that's, even though that's a problem with the animation system, it's also a problem with the netcode, and it's just unfair, and it's game breaking. Now, I don't have time to talk about the physics because I don't want to make the episodes too long so that you guys don't get bored. But next episode I'm going to talk about the physics of the game, the random fall damage, getting stuck on tiny objects, and the tank drifting, which is also really really game breaking. So guys, what you think about the animation system? Leave your feedback on the comment section. Thanks for watching. Cheers.